Wham! And my hair is a huge mess because I just got in the shower, or woke up this morning, got a shower, ate way too much Indian food. So I'm good to record and good to fight, and it's going to be good. And the combat is challenging, and I'm still pretty out of it. What's going on, guys? It's time for Wrath of the Righteous, our bi-weekly patron game, where the last round was a little on the how to say harrowing indeed. It was rough. It was rough for our boys.
Very scary at first. The D20 did not like us.
RNGesus was angry. An angry, vengeful goddess. In any case, Adam, Nick, thank you guys for your support. Tim will be missing this week, so the role of Tempe the Galeus will fall to me, and Jason's going to be a little behind. We're a little behind also on Twitch, because weeks got confuzzled, so I will also be a Delvin for a little while. Delvin gets his hero point automatically. Well, no, he doesn't. No, he does not. He has to do his in-character reflection when he gets here. But for now, we're going to go evens for Adam, odds for Nick. Evens for Adam, Kieran's in-character reflection for the hero point.
I'm pretty sure I spent most of last session snoozing.
That's very true. The in-character reflection for all the notes you took. I kid.
I did do a lot of background quartermastering and consolidating while I was sleeping. But crossbows, when they crit, are not so nice.
No, they're not.
Also, apparently I need to focus the mages because they bring people back from sleeping.
Gotta geek that mage.
Gotta get it.
Gotta get it. Anyway, good enough. I'm not gonna start black-eyed peasing. Take your hero point, Grazek. If you would.
I will take my hero point and...
No, you will give us the reflection. You will earn it.
Well, I have to say, I was a little taken aback by how easily our big, powerful giant was taken down. But that kind of was canceled out by the unbridled rage that I kind of went into seeing my newly acquired comrades get attacked by these horrible, disgusting demon worshippers. I'm just assuming they're demon worshippers. At least a few of them definitely were. And I'm probably going to need a bath afterwards. Or at least Grazek is going to need one afterwards with all the blood that's caked on him.
Can maybe get that +1 toothbrush.
Yep. That actually brings up a point. With how vicious I might be in combat, is that gonna... Like, where is it... I'm playing as a paladin. Paladin of Apsu, which technically doesn't... Explicitly, he doesn't have any, like... laws against, like, how he fights evil, I guess? No, that's not the right way of saying it. But, like, where's crossing the line between, like, fighting for, like, you know, what's righteous, and then, like, just going into full-out bloodlust?
To be honest, you're probably expected to fight with what your mama gave you. Basically, your tail, not your tail, but your bite and your claw and stuff. I think the line is drawn at...
like, who I'm killing and why.
And, like, the how as well. Like, there is a marked difference between, like, claw across someone's throat, rip it out, they bleed out, and, like,
Basically.
like a Skyrim werewolf, right? You know what I mean? Where they're, like, the kill animation where they jump and, like, whap, whap, whap. Then by the same notion of some guy with a sword, if he were to deface the body with a sword, same idea.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like, I am a dragon. Well, I am, like, a prodigy of the dragons, so I will fight like one.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
With the ferocity of one.
Indeed.
I guess.
I agree. And I guess you get that hero point too. At the top of the round, you guys all notice the wound that Delvin took from the monitor lizard, where it, like, bit into his thigh. It looks a little festery and infective-y, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down Delvin that much. In trying to flavor, he failed the save, and the onset has hit, and then he saves again against it and passes, but has taken 1 dex damage, and Kieran is first. There are 3 mongrels over in this corner here that have seen you, that are aware of you, that are charging out after you, and it looks like the 2 clerics that you assume are on the other side of this door getting ready to come out that door.
Oh boy.
Everybody is still pretty hurt.
I'm assuming we're... Okay, so we are aware that there are other mongrel men coming through that.
Yes, that
doorway behind us.
That door behind you is open. You have line of sight to them.
Okay.
And they saw the collective us.
Yes.
Did they see me?
You could attempt a stealth check.
Remembering where all the buttons are.
I'm sure I have to crit. Okay. They are aware of collective us, not Kieran.
I'm wondering if when would be a good time to use that alchemist fire, because I do technically have it on hand.
Indeed.
Oh well.
Did I have... Do you say something about it?
I mentioned it before we came here.
Is it readily available?
Yes?
Will you stop
As in...
from grabbing it?
Huh?
Will you stop me from grabbing it?
I probably wouldn't notice you anyway.
Okay. I will grab it and chuck it.
We'll say it's magic enough to resize from the medium creature to the tiny creature. So, that's in the 3rd range increment, I believe, of a thrown splash weapon.
That's what I'm trying to...
Or, you could take a -2 and deliver it with a sling, I feel like. I know you don't have that discovery, but that's what the -2 is for. Because it's just a non-aerodynamic bullet.
5, 10... Yeah, okay. So I'll throw it in my handy-dandy sling. And fire away.
Okay. Which one are we targeting? I think I know. We're probably targeting the center one.
Yeah.
Indeed. Alrighty.
And we will hit the button.
The redemption match starts with a hit.
And the alchemist fire does 2d6?
1.
1d6?
Mm-hmm.
With a burn onset, I believe.
But that does like 9 damage, right? Because I add my intelligence modifier?
Mm-hmm. And your sneak attack. They are not aware of you.
Oh, that's fair. I enjoyed this.
Oh. You can add your... I thought it was only for bombs that you add your intelligence.
Nope, all thrown alchemical weapons.
Neat.
And the splash damage also gets increased by 4.
So that's 11 total. Yeah.
I've learned something new today.
I did too.
11 damage to the main guy and 5 damage.
I think I get a reflex save over the splash, or the splash damage, don't I?
I can pull it up. Oh, shit. Yes. Fire. Okay. Direct hit deals a d6 points of fire damage. Every creature within 5 feet of the point of where the flask hits takes 1 point of fire damage from the splash. On the round following a direct hit, the target takes an additional d6 points of damage. If desired, the target can use a 4-round action to attempt to extinguish the flames before taking the additional damage. Extinguishing the flames requires a DC 15 reflex save. Rolling on the ground provides the target a +2 bonus on the save. Leaping into a large body of water and magically extinguishing flames automatically smothers the fire. Crafting does that.
Gotcha.
I don't see a
So then they just take the damage. Got it. So 5 is the splash. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Out of nowhere, this little tiny pebble bursts into flames, and one of the mongrels starts click hissing as the other two just kind of scream and begin to immolate. I see the cat doesn't move.
Cat moves there and readies to annihilate whoever walks through that door.
Fair enough.
Meanwhile, Brazic looks down and sees that he's noticed he is down one alchemist fire, and
And it is.
okay.
Yes.
Can I snipe with that, or is that?
Yeah, that was a ranged attack. You would need to make the stealth with the -20, and I have 3 perceptions.
That's not so hot, but
With a -20, is that just an 11?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then a couple of them see you, and they start pointing and hiss, click, spitting, and it passes to Grazik.
Well, as I recall, in the last time I had a ready to action for a javelin at the door.
That is correct.
But seems that that moment has passed. So 5, 10,
Kieran, you move with him.
10, 15,
Yeah.
20.
I'm just waiting for him to.
What's the range for javelin toss? Is it 20 feet or 30 feet?
30.
Okay, so that's just in range to hit the one that's in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and chuck it at him.
Alrighty.
I forgot to include my thrown weapons.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's okay.
D20 plus 2 plus Dex.
And I miss miserably.
You do indeed miss. I'm not gonna. I feel like run and fumble rules just kind of games against you guys, so it just misses and breaks on the wall.
That's punishment enough.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And Jason is calling me.
I cannot see him.
Hi, Jason. We're midstream. What's up, buddy? Roger. I'm botting you till then. I'll see you then, dude.
Roger, Roger.
15 minutes, he says. Anyway. And then we will have our Magus back. And that was a move and an attack action, so it passes to Tommy, who has more movement that people don't see.
Big boy rolling in with the big guns.
Big bar. This door opens. I need to grab my mascaroony here. Enter mask mode. Whoop whoop. And you guys you have full line of sight into that room now. And this one's gonna move here.
I should have kept my. Oh well.
Essentially a move and a standard to have done that. And then these two mongrels are, at the start of the turn, they take fire damage again. Is that right?
I think the direct hit does.
Okay. And he can avoid it by making a reflex save.
A full round.
Okay, that's what he'll do. Never mind. Oof.
He forgot to stop, drop, and roll.
Does that add buffs onto it as well?
I don't know. I'll leave that one to you.
In either case, that is enough to, if you would like to flavor that kill.
He goes to stop and drop and roll, but he trips, and instead of rolling, he just falls into some oil or grease on the floor from the kitchen table, and it miraculously just engulfs him.
As if he wasn't burning enough already.
There's a giant poof and a scream, and he dies a horrible, horrible death. This one is going to 5, 10, 15, 20. This one's charging Grazik, moving through the ready action.
Oh, whoops.
Actually, I never moved through the ready action because a tiny creature has a reach of 0 feet.
Yeah, but you can ready the 5 foot.
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
If they have a reach of 0, then how do they hit anything?
They must enter the square.
And we go.
Rare.
That misses.
And then.
That's okay.
That did a thing.
I think the 15 actually confirms. 15 would confirm, yeah.
So. Did the. I'm guessing the 13 didn't.
13 is an exact hit, actually.
So we get.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know why that automatically rolled critical, but
I mean,
that's nice.
You did indeed confirm. And then you've got the other claw hits as well. For enough, okay. The rumors are true. A cat can take out both a commoner and a mongrel. If you would like to flavor that kill, down he goes.
Is that a rumor?
Yeah. That's definitely like an inside joke in D&D is that a one-hit dice commoner will always die to a one-hit dice cat because the cat is just so much better.
He runs through the door and the cat kind of just pounces at him, and while he may have been trying to bite his neck, his claw definitely landed in his jugular, and he kind of just catches in the claw and then slides down his body.
I just imagine like any of those like family sitcoms where somebody opens like a drawer and a cat just comes flying at their face.
Dead forever. Yeah, it's not a bad way to do it. This is going so much better for you guys than the first round did.
The first example that comes to mind is from the Grinch movie.
That's fair.
With Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently when a cat power attacks, things happen.
They do happen.
So I'm going to move there. Delvin hasn't acted yet, so Delvin is flat-footed. This cleric is going to move in the room and stab at he. Probably not, yeah. I have a lot of books I have to flip through, including Delvin's AC. I've got a 13, which might hit Delvin now that his dex is down by 1. Do you just not have armor?
It applies in 2s.
The problem is that Delvin is so big, and he only has light armor that, like, yeah.
That is indeed
he
weird.
Does not have good AC. He also is taking dex damage, according to what you said about the poison.
Yeah, he ticked down from 12 dex to 11 dex, which decreases the modifier.
I thought dex damage only applies in 2.
It was 1d2. So.
Yeah.
It applies in 2s, but he rolled the mod down by 1. So, in any case. Oh, got to get back to face grounds. Got to attack my friends with my stuff. Got to do a d10 plus 3. Here we go. Shoo-boing. 13 points of slashing damage as this woman comes in and says something in Infernal that probably wasn't nice. I don't know how much Delvin damage has on him because I have a fresh copy of his sheet. But I'm going to assume he was at max.
Not the big friendly giant.
Not the big friendly giant. Whose sheet I can't edit. He doesn't look good, I will say that. As this woman comes in and whaps him, and the one remaining mongrel man. Hook 10, 15, 20, 25, I'm gonna attack this cat. What is this cat doing? It's swing at it with a club for a 15 to hit.
Cat dodges.
Meow. Fair enough.
Got that kitty cat reflexes.
Cat-like reflexes, if you will. Okay, so then it passes now to the bottom of the initiative. Delvin looks at Kieran and Grazek and friends. What should I do? Should I, and he glares in the direction of the cultist of Baphomet, teach this one a lesson? Or, and he glares in the direction of the mongrelman, should I help you?
Attack the cultist. I feel like that's something that we would do.
I agree.
It seems logical.
My only question is,
oh, does he have
the door open this way or that way?
Which door?
With the cultists.
It opened behind them, like to swing out this way.
Close the door and kick her butt.
That is a thing he could do. I think Delvin's smart enough to know that closing the door would provoke. Yeah, so he's just gonna roll to cast defensively real quick. I think he has combat casting for free. I think Magi get that. I'm about 90% sure. It's been a little while since I've actually played one.
Does he have it on his sheet?
13, 14. Yeah, I'm looking now. Yeah, he does. Okay, so then the combat check is the concentration check is successful. Delvin picks up his weapon and it floods with electricity, and he leans in to stab it at old girl here and hits. But what is your damage on your crazy? I only have his unarmed damage on this. Oh, Jason! Oh!
Unarmed damage.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This sheet is funny. This must not be a all the way filled out sheet. This is what happens when you have to bot people. In any case. I can wing it. I think he adds a D10. I'm pretty sure he just has a big bastard sword.
Yeah, it is. I think he said it was flavored as like a bastard sword.
D10 plus 6. I don't think he wasn't power attacking. So D10 plus 6 plus 2d6. So 9 points of slashing damage plus 10 points of electric damage, which I think kills her. I think got to do with jumping. Yeah, it does. So you guys see Delvin just like jam his sword in and hold it for a couple of seconds, and the cultist begins writhing against it and thrashing and slamming her body against the walls and floors as the electricity floods her until eventually her body just burns. Sword is pulled out. Delvin will take a 5-foot step here. Actually, yeah, no, he does not want to provoke an attack of opportunity. He 5-foot steps down 1. You guys hear the pitter-patter of little feet. Not like that. No one's had a child. You guys hear your children. They're coming to see you. It's that now we're playing Fire Emblem. What's my speed? I know I'm slow.
I wouldn't hear the pitter-patter of little feet then.
Indeed.
What do we have to make a perception check?
You guys wouldn't hear it. Tempe hears the sounds of combat and is moving your direction. I just forget what her speed is. Her speed is 40. Nice. Okay, fair enough. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Into the doorway. A double move. Panting is old Tempe, and it passes to Kieran.
Oh.
Dead cultist is dead. There are 3 guys down in 6 seconds. Oh, Kieran.
Throw your tiny rocks at them.
It was a pretty good strategy last time.
Yeah. Is this the one that spotted me or did not spot me?
I'll roll again. It spotted you.
What was that?
It's easier.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Does the cultist see me?
Yes.
Yes, he does. I will move to the other side and break line of sight.
Okay.
And roll not actually the actual function key.
Okay. The cultist appears to see you, but the mongrelman is just kind of sniffing the air and growling at your cat shadow.
Okay. So I will do it at the cultist.
Okay. That definitely hits a cultist. Again, the cultist did see you, so...
No, the mongrelman. If I said cultist, my bad.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm attacking the mongrel man.
And
did not see me, so I get my sneak attack damage.
If that was enough to flavor that kill.
I disappear and I pop back out, and he goes, "There he."
Unconscious on the ground.
And he's back to sleeping.
Back indeed to the sleeping.
Can Delvin hit the cultist?
Yeah, it's a little awkward for him, but he can try.
Okay. I will then move the cat to here and do the same ready action.
Roger that. Alrighty. You guys, as that guy falls over, and I really need to get better at not actually hitting my head to simulate this, because I'm gonna end up with some damage if that keeps happening. You guys both see, and now you are aware of it, there's a hole in the floor in the Florida of this crudely drawn map of America that is this room. And that's a very bad map of America. Up comes this woman. Delvin has as you guys have seen, he has a scar on his hand where Baphomet's unholy symbol has been branded into him. It flares up as this woman enters the room. He does his very best to act like he isn't hurting, given the massive glaive wound down the side of him. But he still nevertheless winces when this woman moves in. She doesn't look like she has a lot of care for talking.
Has I forget, did Delphin react like this to any of the other cultists that we came across?
He did for the first set of bodies. And to a couple of symbols of Baphomet, he is flinched out too. None of my spells are that good. Okay, so you see, as she moves up, she's carrying a glaive in one hand. And she spins it and taps the butt of the glaive onto the floor, and it begins to glow. She says some words in Abyssal, and it passes to Grazik.
What did she say?
It's... You do speak it, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Listen. Yes. Good. Now with the Mongols gone, I don't have to stay here. You're the Forgekin. I remember you. She looks down the hole and she shouts, "Get up here! Kill the old woman and the lizard and the fairy. The overgrown dwarf is mine." Spins, says a quick prayer to Baphomet, and obviously has cast this spell. Her glaive continues to glow.
She has to get through me first.
That is true. It is also your turn.
Alright. Well. So, like, how tough does this chick actually look? Like,
You can size her up with the perception check.
I'm trying to find, like, the closest way to ask if this looks like a mini-boss without sounding like metagaming.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Sure. And I guess it's irrelevant.
Yeah, she's obviously a little more put together than everyone else is. She's a little smarter about her tactics. She might be a little tougher than the average mongrelman, yeah.
Alright, well. You know what? 5, 10, 15, 20. And, she could... You know what? I'll take that attack of opportunity. I'm okay with it.
Alrighty.
I might be activating Smite. I haven't decided yet. I'm not sure if that is a good idea.
28 to hit?
Plus 25?
I assume that hits. For...
I know what spell she casts now.
For 3 points of damage. Ignore that 12 that I accidentally grabbed. Yeah, the weapon seems to strike... Seems to strike very true, if you will, as she swings in, and it should have missed you, but an unseen force kind of like slaps it down, so it collides with your chest and rakes across.
That kind of hurt.
She smiles wickedly.
I do not like that. I might be smiting lately. I don't know yet, to be honest. Honestly, I should have just activated my smite earlier, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can take it.
Alrighty. If you'd like to do an attacking.
Oh.
Man, it is windy outside my house.
I'm gonna slash at her, I guess.
Okay, seems good.
Yeah, let me just pull out my character. So, it's just gonna be the single attack, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I pull up my... Oh, here we go. Sorry, I am still not great at this.
It's all good. We're just hanging out throwing dice at each other. And 19 hits. And 10 damage is noted. That actually gets through quite a bit of her. She's wearing chainmail, and she's got, despite the fact that her art has no helmet, she's not a fool. She's protecting her headpan from damage. And you reach in and you claw into her, and you are able to rend some of the chainmail aside and bite into her flesh. She continues to smile wickedly, but there's a pretty solid exhalation as a lot of the wind is knocked out of her. And
She
on
will
that note,
not be smiling for long.
behind her, moving, this provokes from Grazik. I would like to resolve my movement here. Can I? No, I can't do that. 20, yeah, I have to resolve it there. A tiefling scurries its way up a rope and just...
Oh dear.
Get rid of them for me. Yes, mistress. There's a rope, and he climbs up, and he has a dagger drawn, and he begins to, like, scurry over. It provokes an attack of opportunity from Grazik.
Alright. I forgot to... That's a plus... I doubt a 12 probably hits him.
A 12 does indeed miss. And he will stab at thee! He's not cool. He casts True Strike first. 14 to hit?
Oh. Nope.
Alright, fair enough. Moves in, lunges at you with a dagger. It probably bounces off some scaly scales. And that cleric is off the initiative. The other cleric is not. The other cleric will 5-foot step into the room.
Oh crap, I totally forgot that we just left Delvin to get effed.
You got a kitty. The power of kitty knows no bounds. That hits. That also hits. That also hits.
I can't help but laugh.
That's all you needed this whole time was a good luck cat. And that's, yeah, flavor that kill.
Kitty pounces. And just goes all up in that face.
And she falls, her glaive clatters, her horned helm clatters. It's a giant mess. Delvin is going to delay his turn. Tempe's going to move in. She sees that Delvin is very beat up, and she is a woman of few words. She doesn't have time to say anything, but she does move forward and say a quick prayer to Imancha and the spirits at large. And we're going to get our boy some hit points back. Not very many, but he has 6 hit points back. And now Delvin will...
And I will take them.
Ah! Hi! Jason, you have 1 dexterity damage on you from your poison, and in character reflection for that hero point.
Okay, well, player took 4d stupidity damage for being off on his weeks, but other than that, as far as we got pretty beat up in round 1 of this combat, but we're never going to have a better chance to deal with this, and we need these guys to get us to the surface. The normal mongrel men, as far as that goes. So, we pretty much have to do now.
Indeed, fair enough. Take that hero point. You have 1 dexterity damage. You have cast Shocking Grasp into someone and killed them with it. And all of the original mongrel men are dead. Both of the cultists are dead. You recognize the woman in the corner. You don't remember her name, but you remember her face from your time as a sacrifice. As she's come up, she's realized you were there, and the standing order was kill everyone. She wants you for herself. However, the tide has obviously turned against her. It is your initiative.
Okay. There we go. Now Fantasy Grounds is reacting.
Right.
If we're 1 target only, I will full round attack.
Okay.
Drop a point out of my arcane pool for that sweet +1 and add a ray of frost on top of it.
Okay, so there are 2 targets at the moment. The woman who you clearly know is a servant of Baphomet is accompanied by a tiefling manslave, and both of them are in a different room than you right now.
Yeah. Okay.
which is, it'll take a little bit of effort for Delvin to get through the door, but Delvin can. Just like difficult terrain for that square.
I'm Fantasy Grounds is almost all the way up.
Gotcha.
You know what? I will delay.
Roger. Okay, then it passes to Kieran. Oh, Kieran.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 20,
I declare thumb war. Sorry.
25, 30, and I will do the whole switch position thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Nope. I always hit the number key instead of the function key. Because who uses function keys?
Indeed. Okay, so Tiefling gets a perception check. Tiefling fails miserably. There's nothing where you've stopped. There's nothing blocking line of sight between the divine caster and you.
I still got one of them though.
Yep.
Oh, that would be interesting. But I got drug into this, so this is where I'm at.
Indeed.
Just trying to decide if I want to take my potion or not. Nah. Nuke first, potions later.
20 hits. 17 damage brings him to Flavor That Kill Town.
As he went to go ready another strike onto Grazik, I popped out and said, "Nah, I don't think so."
And falls.
And I do appreciate it, tiny thing.
Take care of the other one.
Speaking of the other one, it's her turn. Can she? She can't. She knows she's cornered. I don't like it when my mobs have to fight to the death, but she wouldn't surrender. So I guess that's where we're at in life. Do I have a... I don't. Why don't I have a non-reach weapon? Dang it!
Wouldn't it be a move action to have to reach for another weapon anyway?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if that provokes or not.
The drawing doesn't. It's trying to sheath a weapon that provokes. So she's going to try to move to this door. She will attempt an acrobatics check. Can she do that? You got it, girl. Maybe. Where are your skills? How do you do your dancing? Did they think to put... Oh, good. She has no ranks in it. How's my dex? How's my dex? My dex is 14. D20 plus 2 over Grazik's CMD.
Which is... Hold on.
I have a 12. I'm sure that provokes.
Probably does.
What's your strength modifier?
Greater than 2?
14. Yeah, it provokes.
Yes, indeedy.
I'm gonna... Yep, try and slash at her.
Okay.
Go with the slash.
Go for the slash. It misses, bouncing off her chainmail as she tries to dodge but misses, and it's a whole awkward thing. And here comes the glaive at the Grazik. Shaboom, plus 5. Not 25. I cease to be cool and have a 7 and miss horribly. The tiefling is dead.
Now, is he dead or did he just...
Well, he's knocked out. He is off the initiative, I will say.
I only ask because you flavor that kill.
Yeah, it's just the catchphrase. It passes to Tempe. Tempe will put another 8 hit points on Delvin, and it passes to Delvin.
Okay.
Well, I guess she'll move to the door. Yeah.
And that will make sense because I'm going in
Okay.
to help. So I will go and I will squeeze through.
Okay.
Will you be... It's going to be a tight squeeze in here.
Technically, it's a medium door. He can fit in the room. It's just, it's too square. It's difficult terrain, more or less, to move through.
Yeah.
Right yonder.
And cats.
Squish.
You have stepped on the cat.
There is a distinct wow.
You step on her tail.
If she's a cat, she's smart enough to get out from underfoot.
Indeed.
I've clearly met the wrong cats. That's okay.
And I assume that takes my round, or can I take a swing at her?
5, 10. You should still have a standard action.
Okay. That would be a miss.
That does indeed miss. Oh, Kieran. She's backed into a corner, but none of your friends can hit her. And that is a number that is high. That is a number that is low. Shadows and dust. Uh, 15 misses. The sling bullet bounces off her chainmail. She barely even seems to feel it.
And what is my aggro? It's not great, but we will give it a shot. It's Kitty go.
Kitty's running in. Alrighty, so acrobatics check.
That's not
It is not. And here we go, a killing pets here at Black Dragon Gaming. I have a 10 to hit the cat.
cat does not hit the cat.
Fair enough. Proceed.
And
With
the cat will well, that is already flanking.
It is indeed.
And we go to control is
20 hits. 5 damage is noted. She's not looking good.
so now y'all have flanking, so do your thing.
Indeed. And it passes to her. I have no real means of... I will, as a swift action, activate the judgment that gives me fast heal. No, that doesn't help me that much. And it's what I got.
You say.
Indeed. And fast healing I get, and 5, 10, 15, 20. She's going to try to drop down the hole. It provokes from the cat. Well, it might not. I might be able to beat the cat's CMD. Maybe. 21 over the cat's CMD.
Yeah.
I did it. I can dodge the cat trying to swipe at me. Just, no, back kitty. Running horribly. And 21 against Grazix?
Don't you take -5 for each subsequent?
Do I?
I think you take a minus of something.
Okay. In that case, it's a 16 against Grazix.
Against Razik's 18.
And so, then it will provoke.
By increasing this.
Alright. Wait, I already technically took an attack of opportunity, but...
Oh, yeah, never mind. So then, do you have combat
Are
reflexes?
we at the top of the initiative again, though? Because it's at least 1 per round, right?
We are not at the top of your initiative. You haven't reset.
Okay.
So she is going to basically just grab a rope and fall.
Does Delvin get a shot?
Oh, yes, Delvin would.
Yeah. Well, this would be... I'll also... Can I drop the additional arcane pull point?
That's a swift action, so not yet. It'd have to be on your turn.
Okay. Then I need to...
And that also misses, and down she goes, down the rope. Or running.
Ah.
Is that with the +1 bonus and the flanking?
Even then, it would still miss. That would just barely miss. And we are technically still on initiative, because I need that buff to take and heal me. Grazik, you're on.
Well... let's look down that hole.
Okay, make a perception check.
That is plus... I think I have a +4 to my perception.
Okay, so the room you're in, like I said last time, there's little stone chairs around a block of stone, hi Tiki, which seems to have served as a table. There's cracked dice and jugs of clay and things, stained pillows resting In the corner is a little, I said it was a rope, I misspoke. It is a rope ladder, rather, which hangs down that hole.
Is she on there?
She's not on the ladder. You can see her looking down. You can see, like, just a little bit of her. In that next room there. As far as what you would see down there is a different story. Doing a scroll real quick, grabbing that map, getting that number. Because the AP is moving at a different pace than I think they intended it to. Okay, so down there kind of looks like you can see just a little bit of, like, busted barricades. It might have been, like, another guard post. You can smell mold and damp grossness. Water glistens on the floor. And there's a little, like, pool of water also where it collects.
How far of a jump is it?
20 feet.
Yeah, okay, I won't risk it.
It's only 2d6.
Yeah, but I'm sitting at 9 health.
Indeed.
Okay, so it ranges from 2 to 12, and you can make an acrobatics check to remove the d6.
Which I don't have.
That's fair. With a climb speed, it's also, like, there is a ladder there, but you won't necessarily use the ladder like a ladder.
Oh yeah, I do have a climb suit. I totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would do that. Though she was probably using the full withdrawal action. I'm still gonna go down there.
Okay.
Kieran, are you gonna still be riding on my shoulder?
Yep.
Alright.
Alrighty. It provokes an attack of opportunity. You are not flat-footed because you have a climb speed. 8 to hit is real bad, though. You go a scurrying, and she swings her glaive, and it kind of just, like, wraps up in the ladder, and she has to pull it back before it gets real bad. Much like she herself is. And it passes on to... Whoop. Passes to Tempe.
Alright, I don't get one more attack then to go in. Oh well.
Tempe's going to try to squeeze through the door here. Oh, let's see here. Delvin had taken 13 damage, and I've healed him for 4, and then I healed him
sorry,
for...
I really didn't mean to interrupt, but do I have a little bit more movement to at least move up adjacent to her, or no?
What's your climb speed?
20 feet.
Then you would have got to the bottom of the ladder.
Okay, just... Alright. Sorry, just checking.
It's all good. These are the things we must do. Then there was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Delvin still has a little bit of damage on him. But I think Tempe's just going to make her way over. 10, 15, 20. I feel like she can probably cast Featherfall is a thing she does. It feels very Galeus. Dang it, Tim. I feel like
She does have Levitate.
She does indeed. I feel like she has...
Great spell.
Something yet is make you a coffin thing. Oh, I'm not sure what the character does. She's going to begin moving down the ladder at half speed, which would put her technically still on the ladder over y'all's heads, and it passes to Delvin. Who may or may not be muted.
No, is it mine?
Yeah, you're on.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, I've used 2 charges off of Tindalev's scale. I'm going to use number 3 to go back down to a medium-sized creature.
You got it.
And I'm going to book it to the ladder. And how far down can I get?
You would 5, 10, 15, 20, and then half speed climbing down would put you halfway down, 10 feet down the ladder.
Okay. Can I get just to where I have the cultist in sight and zap her with a cantrip?
No, because it would take you a double move to do so.
Okay. Well, I will get down as I can.
Okay, gotcha. Passes to Kieran.
Whistle. Okay, this top pole and kind of just looks at me like I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Remove myself.
Okay, I'm sure that's probably good. Indeed.
And then...
And 17 just... Well, no, you're targeting her flat-footed. She is not aware of you. It misses. Flavor that knockout, because it's not a kill.
It misses?
It hits. It just hits, because you're swinging at her flat-footed.
Yeah. I pop back out and go, I don't like that you have a history with Delvin. We need to learn more about this.
Boop, and down she goes. Initiative is off. Tempe will make her way to the bottom of the ladder. Is anyone wounded?
I have neg 6.
Okay. Grazak?
Yeah, I took 11 damage from the initial attack.
Alrighty. Let me see, I have several more. Okay, so she probably feels like she can just burn through him. She will... Her third and fourth Cure Light Wounds will target Grazak for 9, for 18, which should put Grazak back to full.
Yep.
And Kieran's at -6. Kieran's at -1. Can Kieran live at -1?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have one more first level spell today.
Alright, so... Well, by the way, Kieran, when you said that he knows Delvin, I assume that you told that to the rest of us, right?
Oh, I said it back to her in Abyssal. But
Oh.
afterwards, yeah, I'll be like, so, Delvin. How do you know this chick?
Alright, because I was just about to walk... I'm assuming that Raz would probably just want to go up and just ice her right off the bat, but when he hears you mention Delvin might know her, and just like, what's this?
I do apologize.
Giant man knows this thing?
Yes. I'm gonna fly back up and grab the kitty, but I need to go get a drink because I'm starting to get a headache.
Roger.
Grazak thinks we drag her back to the top floor. Mongrel men came out of this hole. Mongrel men might be farther down this way. Let's go back upstairs and cover hole. That way mongrel men don't come back through. Good idea, yes? No? Razak is gauging the room for opinion.
Delvin's trying to decide whether or not to kill her quickly, kill her slowly, or take her to the surface where other people can kill her. But
At the speed of their choice.
Pretty much, whenever you said, how does Delvin know? I'll just peel my glove back, show the foul brand, and you'll hear my knuckles cracking.
Also worth noting, at the moment the brand hurts. Kind of Harry Potter scar style. It puts off like a faint red light this close to her.
Alright. Is there anything on her person that looks like it's glowing?
Her glaive puts off a little bit of magic-y light.
But not like a searing light? I guess I'm gauging for like something that looks like that might be triggering the burning on Delvin's hand.
You might make a perception check.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look for a holy symbol. Actually,
make a perception check.
Sure. That's a +4.
That's good enough. She's not moving anywhere. She's carrying what you would expect from your average, like, martial divine caster: a potion of cure moderate wounds, a potion of invisibility, both of which Kieran can just kind of Cure moderate wounds. A wand of spiritual weapon with 8 charges. 2 alchemist fires. A single tanglefoot bag. A chain shirt and a very well put together glaive, which appears to be magic, but between the divine caster and the arcane casters in the party, you can tell she's just cast magic weapon on it. It'll eventually be just a boring run-of-the-mill masterwork glaive. In addition, she is in fact carrying the book that seems to be floating in her right hand there. A bejeweled book of prayers devoted to Baphomet, as well as a key, about 32 gold, and there's a letter, like folded up in the inside of her chain shirt.
I gingerly pick up the book and the letter, but as I try to look at the words on the book or in the letter, I guess I try to read the letter first. I'm not touching the book.
Okay. Just making
Demon
sure.
books are evil.
Demon books are indeed quite evil. It's literally the point.
I guess that would be Grazek will try to squint at the words if he could try to make sense of what's on that letter.
Okay, just making sure the letter is... Okay, the letter is in common. I wanted to go back and double check, because it stands to reason it could have been in Abyssal.
Yeah.
The letter reads, Hosilla, you will remain for the time being in Canabres, but know this, the city's days are numbered. Seek a place of safety. The underground den of your mongrel lackeys should suffice to keep you safe from the devastation to come. I shall assume command of Dresden shortly, and once Vorlesh has finished with the Wardstone and Canabres is no longer of interest to us, you are to return to my side. Excellent news regarding the salvage of Yaniel's sword from the museum as well. Bring it with you, for I believe this weapon could be quite useful once we corrupt it. Before you leave for Dresden, stop by the 3 safe houses, Nysterian Manor, Topaz Solutions, and the Tower of Estrad. The passphrase remains, I've new material for the archives, for now, to ensure my evidence remains behind. May Lord Descari and Lord Baphomet watch over you. The letter is signed SV.
Remove armor and anything else that she might be able to use to either protect herself or
So just armor and weapons.
armor and weapons. Any... Basically everything she has,
Yeah.
except her clothing, Gagger, Hogtire, and well,
Frankly, time period, we
Yeah.
might just...
Let's just tie her up for now. She's already unconscious.
Mm.
She's
any
not
idea?
going anywhere.
Any idea how long that should last?
Just the act of tying her up?
No, the keeping her asleep.
Well, you guys, as she's down, she you can watch, and the red glow flows over her, and some of her wounds mend. But the glow that is kind of beep boo beep boo up her the whole time slowly just kind of fades out, and when it does so, she's still down. She's probably gonna be down for a while.
Okay. Well, Grazok is out of rope.
I have something that I need to do. How's she
And
look?
you did it well.
How's she look? What do you mean?
How does she look?
In terms of her damage and stuff?
Yeah.
Pretty beat up. She's healed a little bit supernaturally, but she's not getting up anytime soon. She had taken a considerable slashing wound across her chest, and then here comes a rock to temple and down.
You know, I just remembered. What about the tiefling slave? What about the tiefling thing? 'Cause he wasn't killed, right?
Well,
Can I go back upstairs and see what's on him?
Yeah, sure, by all means.
there's one unconscious tiefling, I think. The other 2 actually died.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mongrels burned to death.
They got immolated.
Mm-hmm. Really good.
So you two decide what to do with this one. I will go see about the other one. I'm just gonna see what he has on him.
Sure.
Razak just lumbers back up the ladder, or crawls up, and
How secure is that far door?
Which door?
Razak also wants to make sure that nobody is pouring in from the other doorways that we came through. Like,
Indeed.
Well,
making sure the area is like secure for now.
Delvin, if you would carry her up, we can pull the rope ladder up and at least start limiting our fork. Because there's still more things to investigate.
do you want me to take a quick peek into the next room, and I can do that without light?
On that note, the tiefling has studded leather armor, a short sword, and a light crossbow with 20 bolts, nothing else.
Crossbow with how many bolts?
20.
Alright. Any, like, markings or personal accessories on him?
Not really. He kind of just looks like hired muscle.
Gotcha.
Was it a light or a heavy?
Light crossbow.
Alright, well, I'm assuming he's not going to be going anywhere for a while, so I'm going to take those weapons off of him.
Okay.
Use his clothes, like his shirt, to tie him up.
Seems good.
His
Better
shirt-
than nothing.
Well, he is wearing leather armor, and we do have a rope ladder.
A rope ladder, in fact, is made of rope.
Yes.
So,
And I still should have about 100 feet of rope.
Well,
'Cause-
if
So-
we grab everybody and bring them back up to the table.
Yep. Sounds good, and pull the rope ladder up behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. Tempe comes following after.
So far, I will give a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
that's a lot of perceptions.
Indeed. To check the bodies. Okay, sure. The mongrels have not a whole heck of a lot. They have like a club each. I think that's all they have, too. They might have some armor. No, they just have just crappy little clubs, unfortunately. The clerics back in the room from whence you've come, who you have not looted yet, have... There's their stuff. Between the two of them, there are 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds, 2 scrolls of Cause Fear, 2 scrolls of Comprehend Languages, 1 vial of Unholy Water, 2 Masterwork Chain Shirts.
Unholy water?
Indeed.
Okay.
2 Masterwork Chain Shirts, 2 Masterwork Glaives, 2 daggers, 2 spell component pouches, a pair of unholy symbols, and 20 gold.
If no one has problems with it, I'm not in a happy mood, so I will destroy the unholy symbols.
I don't think anyone's going to stop you.
Tempe nods in solidarity. There's also worth noting there is a door where I've moved her body. There's a door.
Okay.
2 master graves, 2 holy... Or 1 holy symbol, 1 spell.
Okay. I will quietly say, if we can turn the lights down, I'll take a quick peek into the next room.
Grazok nods.
Okay.
Okay, so running into that room, make a perception check if you would. Perception is a 4. Neat. So we open this room up. Bam! This narrow hallway slopes downward steeply. The walls are stained with foul-smelling streaks of refuse. A mound of rotting garbage lies heaped at the far end of the hallway. And opening the door does nothing too averse, but it does, the slope is very rapid. It stinks horribly. You don't really see anything of note in here.
It's just their latrine / garbage dump.
That would seem to track, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What about this room here?
Hang on. Yeah, that room there.
Yeah.
Doing a scroll.
Scroll?
Make a perception check. Yes, there are squirrels in there. Several mongrel squirrel monsters.
I know what was in there last time.
Indeed, it bit you. The poison has cleared your system, by the way.
Dang, all right.
You still have 1 dex damage on you until it gets healed, but you're no longer... It's not
Okay,
kicking.
there we go.
So Grazik moves back. Oh, a rack of hooks hangs from the ceiling, cured slabs of meat dangling from them, and filling the room with a smoky aroma. A group of barrels appears to hold other preserved foodstuffs. In the corner of the room, there are, amongst stringy, oversalted, and pretty unappetizing dire rat, you think, based on the size and appearance of tails that are hanging off some of them, and bits on the floor. There are also little bits of lizard droppings where you guys know now that that door has been burst down, that monitor lizard was staying. Based on the severe lack of bite marks on any of the meat that don't appear to be from the little teeth of a mongrel who might run up, tackle this thing, hang on, and to have a breakfast. There seems to be nothing much bigger on it, so you assume the lizard was a little too good for this cut of meat, which is why it immediately rushed you guys when you appeared.
I'll pull a slab off and just eat it as a snack.
Okay.
Well, whatever is the choicest looking piece that's hanging off of the hook. I'm not too picky, but
yeah, it all looks pretty bad, but it's certainly edible. It's very, 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 very stringy and oversalted meat. But meat it is.
Eh.
You can always do the marine iguana thing and just cry highly concentrated salt.
That
Brian.
is racist. That is racist, friend. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure if I'm biologically capable of that, but
Did anyone check this room?
Which room?
Yep, we checked it.
The room you guys are in right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had checked it. It's the living quarters. Nothing really fancy going on in here.
Alright.
Oh, that's cool.
uh,
I'm learning new things.
what about? Okay, which way do we want to go? Because we got a lot of options. It seems like.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's...
I'll tell Delvin to shut the door.
Yep.
It stinks. And
Yeah,
then
let's try this room up
But
here.
yeah, the cultists were originally trying to run through here, but we still have 2 bodies that we're carrying around too.
You kids and your prisoners.
It's okay. I'll grab her ankles and bring her along.
throw him in with the garbage.
What
And
what
then
about the
put the
what about
table against the
this
door.
one? And I lift up the knocked unconscious tiefling by the scruff of his armor.
Strip him and throw him in with the garbage. Just like they are.
I kind of just shrug and do it.
Okay.
That-
I'll keep her with me.
So when the
I'm-
tiefling gets thrown in that room, a thing
Okay.
happens. I think Adam knew the thing was going to happen too. The garbage begins to churn pretty rapidly as
Uh-oh.
I don't really know how to describe this thing. as big as it is, but this glob of something emerges from the trash, covered in trash, and it... How does an amoeba eat? Because that's what it does to the tiefling.
It engulfs.
And whoop, 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 into the stripped down tiefling who is unconscious and unaware of his situation. It is unclear if he will drown in the gross water or be dissolved in the acid of a giant amoeba. Either way, he has met his end.
Oh. Closing the door and,
Yes.
well, that was awkward.
Yes, let's not explore there further.
Indeed.
I'll grab the cleric's ankles and drag her face first towards the next room.
Okay, seems
Her
good.
face down.
Gotcha.
Make sure she can breathe. I mean, she's no good to us as a corpse if we're gonna bother carrying her with us.
Oh, I'm not, pushing her face into the ground. I'm just, kind of dragging her face down. So, she'll ride up on the bones.
Yeah, she'll be fine. Okay, so I hear that we're going in this room.
Yeah.
Okay,
I will
10
give
people.
another check to see how she's doing.
She's obviously like she's gonna go over the body of something and there's a boom, but she's not in danger by being dragged, nor does she seem to be quickly waking up. And if you guys want to give me a perception check for the next room.
Oh, by the
Don't
way,
do that.
my knowledge of nature is a heal check.
Gotcha.
Yep, that is a vivisectionist thing.
That it is, that it is. Alrighty.
It has some messed up class name abilities, though.
Tempe's gonna help. Tempe's not good
Yeah,
at seeing
they
things
do.
either.
Like master torturer or something like that.
The Vivisectionist was an archetype that was originally created for followers of Zon Kuthan. Fun fact.
Yup.
In, I believe it was
think I
Inner Sea
know that
Gods.
somewhere.
In any case, the worked stone walls of this large room hold a number of shelves, each of which display the preserved bodies of dire rats, bats, rock vipers, cave lizards, and other creatures that pose in eerie stillness. A pair of bedrolls have been laid out to the southeast. There is a door right here, which is closed, and this square right here,
Oh, that's level 3.
I'll move that there and move that back. Where I moved Grazik, there is another rope ladder.
This place reminds me of my larders back home. But they put too much salt on their meats.
This doesn't seem to be a larder. This seems to be more of a like a trophy room. These things have been like stuffed.
And
I
this
have those
over... Well, I think I just moved my token off the map.
Got you.
Yeah, over there is just bedrolls.
Uh-huh.
Search the bedrolls.
Okay.
Plus 2. 13.
13. You don't really find anything of super note. They're clearly much nicer than the mongrels like scraps of cloth that they are calling bedrolls, which might indicate to you that they are very clearly those dead cultists. They're bedrolls. Other than that, there's nothing really in them. Perhaps like a day's worth of marginally better rations.
Alright.
I'll use part of it to make a better handle for my dragging thing.
Sure.
You just take one of the sleeping bags and just like cocoon them up in it and just make it nice and tight so they can't get out.
Not the worst way to do it.
But I also don't trust her not to be wake up enough to do something. So it's always going to be... If she seems to stir too much, I'm going to whack her into a wall and have Kieran slingshot her again.
Works for me.
Whatever.
So we have a rope ladder up here and a door over here.
Indeed.
I would say door. Anyone have a different thought?
No.
No.
Seems like going through door is a fair idea.
Okay.
Any progress is progress.
Can we easily pull the rope ladder up?
The rope ladder leads up from where you guys are.
Oh,
You could pull it down. Replacing the ladder will be kind of, sort of difficult-ish to do so, but it's only 10 feet up. So a big Delvin could reach through the hole. Kieran and Grazik can certainly make their way through as well.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yes. The problem is I don't really have a good way to get small or big again.
Indeed.
So,
Potion.
but Grazik has a climb speed, and we will have the rope ladder
Yes.
just pulled from its anchors at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll do that. Sorry. That's what
Yeah.
you were getting at.
Okay, so I'm hearing Grazik climbs up and Delvin pulls ladder. Am I getting that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay, seems good to me. Delvin pulls the ladder. It takes a couple of pretty, firm oofs to get it down, and you can hear the scurrying of rats as you do so.
Okay. Is there anything at the... What's at the top of this ladder, by the way?
Make a perception check.
I will do that. And,
Okay, as you move your way up. Shobayam, there are 3 dire rats. They don't respond other than to, scurry away from you. They don't seem to be out for blood.
that's fair.
This room is much, much more put together. It smells, and it's full of shredded cloth, which the rats are clearly using as a nest. Other than that, as you begin to move up and through and stuff, this appears to be a little more man-made. Where the rope ladder hangs, there are also kind of they function as crude handholds now, but it's clear at some point there was once a wrought iron ladder there. Now it's just a rope ladder down to your right. However, I am going to keep initiative. There is another Mongol guard post. They see you.
Oh boy.
And roll horribly. Kieran is first.
Wait.
There are more up here. And rats. The big kind.
I will be zoomed out too far to grab my character.
Classic.
Flutter up.
Okay.
And,
I point down the hallway.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Stay out in range.
Okay. Yeah, that certainly brains one of them pretty good.
Go sleep.
He's not quite go to sleep. It passes to Grazik.
Well. 5, 10. Can I go? Well, no, that's on top of a barricade, isn't it?
You can climb over the barricade. You can't charge, but you could climb.
Sure. I'll just move up right up to him.
Already.
Hello, friend.
It looks confused and continues to click and clack at you.
Not friend, I mean. I don't know.
In any case. Was that a double move for you?
Yeah, it was.
Already.
This darned, 20-foot move speed.
20.
Silly armor.
Provokes one time. This one's going to 5-foot step. But the first one, as it tries to slink around behind you, will provoke.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do it.
At hits.
All right, and that's gonna hit for 10 damage.
Flavor that kill.
I guess when he tries to come up behind me, I just kind of eye him like, really? And then just deck him across the face.
And he falls bruised and bleeding bloody.
This is a KO, right? Not a kill?
He would be at dying at that point, because he took 12 non-lethal damage, then 10 lethal damage.
Okay.
I think that ticks over. No, it wouldn't tick over. Never mind. He's knocked out, but he's hurt pretty bad. Right. Honestly, his fate kind of falls to the rats now. In any case, 18 to hit you.
It does not hit.
Bouncing off your scales goes the club of the mongrel man.
Did they still count as flanking, though?
They did not. You killed him at, like this square.
Okay.
You never got the flank because he's horrible. Delvin, you're on.
Tempe, can you levitate me up there, please?
She nods and casts Levitate on you. It's a standard action to cast. A creature must be... You can mentally direct their saving... Okay, yeah. She can levitate you up. You're good.
Okay, and... What do I have left for my turn?
You've used nothing, basically.
Okay.
We got this.
So much easier than the last time.
Yeah, I can move 30 and Ray of Frost him.
Alright, sounds good. Make that touch attack.
Yeah. That's ranged.
Which would be a...
So...
I think just a 9 for you.
10 total.
Because you're +1 to your dex.
Yeah.
Your +1 to your dex is a +0 at the moment, because you did take 1 dex damage, taking the mod down. Yeah. And you have unless you have precise shot, and I'm not aware of it, you take a further -4, so it misses. Kind of pings off the wall.
I form icicles above it. Gotcha.
Yeah, basically. You've flash freezed a bit of the wall, and Tempe will use her... She used her move action to levitate las manos. She used her... She played American Dad. Passes to Kieran.
I will flutter flap to the space above the dire rat.
Okay.
Now remember, these guys weren't aggressive on us. They were just minding their own business.
That is very true. I'm not sure who Kieran is attacking.
The other Mongolman.
Do you have precise shot?
No.
Okay, then it would miss.
Yeah, I only rolled a 5.
Indeed. Just checking my rats here. 5 feet above means you can... That one is gonna... Well, no, they're too afraid of the combat. They don't want to fight. They're just... Yeah, little rats. He does a scurry. Grazik's on.
I am going to rip and tear like my name is Doom Guy. Or at least I will try to.
I'm not sure I get that one.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, it's a reference to the new Doom game. Part of the soundtrack, one of the it has like a really heavy metal soundtrack to it, and one of the songs from the soundtrack is called Rip and Tear.
I see. Neat.
All right. It's a little bit of a niche joke, but that's okay.
Welcome to all of nerddom.
Yep.
Alrighty, make it happen.
Why can I not pull up my... I swear I must be dumb.
You must be.
I can't pull up my character for some reason.
The software engineer has been beaten by Fantasy Grounds.
There we go. Not yet.
Okay.
Swing.
The first attack misses.
Okay. That's alright.
The second attack hits.
And do I want to roll for my bite?
You have no reason to not.
Well,
it also hits.
Let's go overboard here. Alright, well. Wait, why am I rolling? Sorry, I meant to roll for damage.
That would be the next step.
One.
The 14 is ignored.
Here's my damage on the first hit.
Roger that.
And I don't have... Here's the next one, plus a 6.
Okay, flavor that kill. Flavor that mongrel, man, as you bite into it.
So he no longer has a neck.
Works for me. Collapsing on the ground.
He's not decapitated, but he probably doesn't have a jugular there anymore.
Fair enough.
And now I will definitely be needing that +1 toothbrush.
Indeed. Collapsing in a heap on the ground is the mongrelman. Initiative is over. Tempe makes her way up and over.
You know,
actually, she doesn't. Tempe is smart enough to stay by the body.
Razak never understood my kind's obsession with wanting to eat humanoids. They do not taste as good. At least these ones don't. Considering their physical condition, that's probably understandable.
Indeed.
Okay. So the...
Sorry, too soon.
Too soon!
No.
I am saying that in character. I'm not sure how Delvin's going to react to me just casually talking about how people taste after I just eviscerated this poor thing.
If you look at me too hard, you can see where my excess mental capacity is.
Sorry.
No, it's... Clearly I'm fighting myself as to whether or not to make sure the cleric does not wake up.
At the moment, Tempe still stands Gardner.
Yeah.
In that case, Grazak
make sure
would
she
apologize.
doesn't wake up permanently. I may try to be a good guy, but she definitely brings the bad out in me.
Indeed.
I feel your pain. But this can, well, I guess not your pain specifically.
Yeah.
Long story, but she's not going anywhere.
Indeed. There is a door on your right.
Talk late.
Is my foul brand still hurting?
Not as much. Imagine, if you will, like as a child, or maybe as an adult, I don't know, like accidentally tagging the stove and burning your hand. That was the first, like, ha! Now it's just kind of like as if 30 minutes have passed. It still hurts. It doesn't feel good, but
It's like,
okay.
It's like a dull sting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting pressure on it would obviously hurt, but it doesn't like actively burn you.
Okay. So it has gotten better further away from her I am.
That would track.
Okay. Yep.
What's on the other side of the door?
Other side of this door down here. Okay. Whoop, 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 bam. Ba-da-da-da. I didn't mean to do that, but you can have it anyway. Okay, on the other side of that door, as we continue to kick down the doors, take everybody's stuff, murder hobo mentality is alive and well.
Not in this party.
Not in this party.
At least not yet.
A muted roar echoes down the walls of this hallway. Near the eastern end, the worked stone gives way to natural cave walls just before the hall ends in an open shaft. Hanging over the edge of the shaft is a knotted rope, the other end tied to an iron spike driven into the ground.
Yeah, that entire muted roar bit.
Kitty, look! Cat has at least 6 intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the cat would recognize muted roar is not like there's a chimera at the end of the hole that's angry. Rather, it's the sound of running water.
Oh. That has a completely different context to it.
Indeed.
Yes. Much better.
I have to wonder how many parties haven't jumped at that. Because I didn't realize that you wouldn't realize that was water. Muted roar? Going the other way.
We will.
As Kieran is doing that, these rats are going to go a scurrying. Dinner is served, unless someone stops them.
Eh. Nah, just... They are kind of in the way, though.
The rats?
Grazak is probably more annoyed by that.
Yeah, move the body over to, say, there, one of them, so.
I hear you. And they will go scurrying over that way. No longer blocking the door, happy to feast on the mongromans that you have slaughtered.
Right.
Kieran moves over to the hole, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Boop. And boop.
So down the hole.
That didn't work.
Bam. Doing a scroll. It looks like it's about a 40-foot drop down there. There's clearly a river is flowing under at the end of the drop, which one must assume these mongrels were using as their water source. The river seems to extend in both directions, north and south, and you guys would know that underground rivers do in fact flow through canabras. If you could reliably be underwater for a while, this would serve as a way out. The problem is at the northern and southern, well, I'll just get the whole map open. Here and here, the water level, or the ceiling drops down to water level rather. So eventually you'd have to go squeezing down, and you're not sure how far that passage goes, things like that.
And cave diving without scuba gear is always questionable.
Absolutely.
If only there was one of us here who was capable of swimming through such environments.
However, there, in fact, on the eastern end of the wall, is a secret door.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnels
You
through
know,
the mountains.
Flutter, flutter,
I
flutter.
like the
Feeling.
kitty. The kitty has skills.
Dude, that cat killed half the mongrelmen. Yes, it does. And one of the
Cat
cultists.
is a terror.
Cats are very powerful. The cat familiar killing the commoner is a real thing. I have witnessed it. It happens.
Well, before we start exploring, is there anything on the other side of this door that me and Delvin are currently in front of?
You could open it.
Shall we?
Yeah,
Wow.
let's check.
Okay. Sounds good to
Plus,
me.
might not want to stick around in this room anyway, in case these rats decide they want dessert
Indeed.
at their dinner. All right. You know what? I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while. I'm gonna take out my my maul hammer,
Okay.
just for that extra reach.
Wait a second. Before we open the door,
Yes.
I would like to perception to see if I can hear anything inside.
That is a smart idea.
You hear nothing.
Do I hear anything? We'll find out
We'll find out.
after I learn how to.
Next time on
I
Wrath
also
of the
hear
righteous.
nothing.
Yeah, you hear nothing.
Next
You
time
you
on
guys
Unholy.
hear the sounds of bones snapping as dire rats feast on mongrelmen.
Right.
I'd just like to point out that you're letting them eat one of them alive.
Oh crud! Were they alive?
Not anymore.
I know that
I-
at least one of them was super dead.
One of them was very dead. The other one was simply knocked out.
Oh,
I overlooked that.
I did too. Is he still alive, or is he now truly dead?
Well, that's a good question. Boom, shabam. Fortunately for that mongrelman, it looks like it was a clean death. The thing just scurried up to its neck and bit down. Probably he didn't suffer. He probably didn't feel it for more than a couple of seconds, but he is dead.
Fair enough. Good enough for me.
Yeah.
So I hear a door opening up here.
Yep.
Yeah, already. Make another perception check, you two, if you would.
Okay.
This is one of those times I miss having dynamic lighting, and frankly, we might go back to Roll20 to start the second book. Because it'd be
Goody, I actually got...
very good for this next part. Adam knows why.
Oh
What?
dear.
Ugh. If I had dynamic lighting.
Been holding out on us, Adam.
You know he's played the first couple books. Okay, so
I know.
this large
Well,
chamber...
I know everything about this area.
This large chamber must have once been a cistern for the sewer system. Walls made of identical stone blocks hold up a lofty ceiling reinforced with elegant stone arches, while the center of the room contains a more recent-looking structure made of brick walls that reach from floor to ceiling. Why, yes, in fact, it is a labyrinth. As that is happening, Kieran goes a-swimming. Not a-swimming, Kieran can fly. That's an important distinction. Because Kieran can see and they can see him. Let me see how good my ability to get to you is. In the water, there are a pair of albino gar. Clearly, this is their hunting grounds. You haven't disturbed the water, so they're not just into you. But they are aware of you. They're not giant gars. Chill out, Tommy. Regular gar only. Do I have... I'm not very smart. You're there. I don't necessarily know how jumping works, but these two are definitely following along.
So what you're saying is Grazok's lunch is sitting in the water, too.
And the giant gar's lunch is up above them.
Oh.
As for that secret door, secret passage, secret passage. Okay. So you can definitely open the secret door now. It's not locked or anything fancy like that. If Kieran and the cat is upstairs, never mind. If Kieran could make a perception check for me.
Yes.
He can indeed.
Oh, yes, he can. Oh, good. The entrance to this small chamber sits a foot above the water level to the west. A thick layer of dust coats the rest of the cavern. Near the far wall sits an old wooden chest covered with dust and cobwebs. Immediately before it, you notice that there's a trap in front of it. It doesn't really affect Kieran with his fly speed, but like here is chest, here is a false floor that would drop when weight is put on it.
Let her flap over to the chest.
Okay.
Does it open?
It does indeed. The chest is not locked. Inside the chest, we have a +1 light wooden shield, a ring of climbing, a scroll of identify, and I'm handing these all out because you're arcane and you can figure out what they do pretty easy. These are all pretty common items. A scroll of magic fang. Seems real good for that cat. 2 potions of dark vision and 250 gold.
That's nice.
It's not bad, yeah. Tempe continues to watch over the unholy woman who seems to not stir. Upstairs, what will Grazik and Delvin do?
So we just see like a labyrinth.
Pretty much, yeah. Like there's definitely an open wall on the left side here and then stone. Like that has been slapped in the middle.
Well, Grazok is metaphorically going to have a middle finger to this labyrinth, and he is going to scale the wall.
Okay. The labyrinth runs floor to ceiling.
Oh, it does.
It does. That's in the book. I'm not adding that now for you nerds. It's running floor to ceiling.
Let's see.
We should probably not. We should probably just wait until everyone is here.
Yes, I think we should.
Let's go back and see what the tiny thing is doing.
Okay.
and the slightly less tiny storm lady. I don't have a nickname yet for Tempe.
We'll get there.
I will tie one end of my rope to said chest
Okay.
and do it so it won't like tip into the water, and then fly it up and just sit there and tap my foot and wait.
Okay, sure. Fair enough. And you boys come back down to see that that is indeed what happens. Kieran sits with his foot tapping. Kieran's cat sits with its front paws and head down, looking down into the water, its tail doing that back and forth swish.
Going, fishy.
Exactly.
I see you, fishy.
And Tempe just kind of like... Tempe has her sword cane drawn, sword bit out of cane bit, just kind of watching the unconscious woman.
Good, fair. Did she see where Tempe, I can't talk right now. Did she see where Kieran went?
You guys can probably both hear the sound
Yeah.
of his little foot tapping. The pitter-patter of little feet has been strong this session.
Okay. We'll go find him.
Here.
I'm not sure if Grazok
we'll
can
go.
whistle. Probably not.
I imagine he lacks lips.
He probably does not have lips. He just has big snout.
Mhm.
Though that does bring the question how he could probably enunciate words.
Magic! That's how Joe and I describe it when we can't figure it out.
Like pseudo lips, I guess. I don't know.
Mhm.
All right. Anyway, I digress.
Here, pull,
What's that?
pull.
Pull.
Okay.
Okay.
Pull the rope.
And
Grazok holds.
the chest makes its way up with all the stuff I had described.
Ooh. Are there any other goodies down there?
Yeah, 2 fish. Here, push. No.
You guys would see, like, as the chest skims the water, both of the gar would, like, snap at it. It doesn't take long before they realize that it's not for dinner, because it's not food, and then they just kind of go back to swimming.
If only I had any more of my javelins left.
You did just
Or
pick
if
up a
we had the
crossbow.
time to even fish.
We have a few bows.
Not really a priority now. But where does that does bring up a question. I've never heard of a river running underneath underground before.
Yeah,
That's something I haven't seen for a while.
they run on bedrock.
Yeah.
I think they're like aquifers or something.
Indeed, yes.
Does it lead anywhere?
It'll probably come back up outside or to a well or something.
Alright.
Do you have aboleth long?
I don't know what an aboleth is, but I am good at swimming.
How's
Yeah.
your breath holding?
Less than a fish, but probably longer than any of you. But we made promise to the tribesmen anyway that we would hunt these people down. So if this river does lead outside, that can wait.
Okay.
I will
So,
also come back for the guard.
sounds good. Is 10 enough for me to know that Baphomet and Labyrinth go together?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment, especially for you.
Okay. So, Oh, and one other quick question. For Tempe, levitate is at will?
I
Is
was
it,
assuming she was
used?
casting from the scale. I will double check her sheet.
Would those Gar attack me if I went down there? Would I be smart enough to know that?
Nature check, indeed.
What's that?
Nature check.
Okay. I mentioned before how I'm basically caked with, well, a whole bunch of horrible bodily fluids from fighting, so a quick dip in the water would be nice. And I probably don't get it anyway. Hold on. Let me try again. Yeah, no.
I mean, they're animals. They're hungry. They certainly would try. They're about as big as you. Maybe a little smaller.
Alright, I'll leave it be for then.
Okay.
I did pull off a slab of meat from before from the larder.
That you did.
Toss it down there.
Okay.
Screw it.
And they dive upon it. There's a rapid splashing. Well, rather, I guess there's one big splash as the meat slab hits water, followed by rapid splashing as the Gar dive into it. Tails kind of break the surface.
And while they're distracted, I would like to take a quick dip in that water and then just come on out.
Okay. You were certainly able to do so.
Very refreshing.
It probably is.
Grazak misses the water. It's probably freezing cold, though.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
probably ice cold. Oh well.
Refreshing in more ways than one. You are both clean and wide awake now.
Yeah, exactly.
So do we want to look through the labyrinth first or the bottom floor first?
Bottom floor as in water?
As in downstairs, down the... There was more to the area where we found the...
Gotta love these 3-level maps, don't you?
Oh, you do.
I don't. Let's go downstairs.
Alrighty, duly noted. Shablam. And we're going in down the stairs.
I mean, is that what you guys want to do?
It makes more sense.
Okay.
Because the most Baphomet of stuff is going to be up here in the labyrinth.
You guys also know to get back to Canabras, you would need to be going up. So, down here is kind of the, like, it tracks that in all of your minds this will end off at some point, probably. And if you could make a perception check for me.
We can indeed do that. Wait, hold on.
We can roll, we just can't make the check.
Indeed.
I might be able to. These gator eyes do not lie.
Them gator eyes. So, Grazik does also, as you guys are moving down, the first thing Grazik notices is that little blue bit of water there as you move through this guard post. It's about a foot deep, and it hides really, really sharp stalagmites in it. Basically, caltrops in that square. And since Grazik sees it, you guys are able to not step there and hurt yourself as you move forward. 3 copper bowls filled with glowing coals hang from the ceiling of this long natural cavern. The braziers fill the chamber with warm and soft orange light. In the center of the chamber stands a block of stone that serves as a table lined with wooden chairs. An enormous blood stain, maybe a week old, darkens the stone's surface.
Ugh.
They either had a
were
great feast or somebody
sacrificed.
had a bad night.
Or both.
It could be either or both, yes.
Or probably just sacrifice. Who knows? I don't know. What do I know? According to everybody, I'm just a big dumb savage.
Just Aravashniel.
Yeah.
I guess you go check this one out.
Okay. Sounds good. The door is open. I will shwablam give you some Louisiana. Old blood stains. Well, I got that backwards. I put blood stains as one word. Forgive me. Old blood stains the floor of this small cavern. Barrels filled with scraps of fur and fat sit against one wall, emitting a foul stench. The two long stone slabs are covered with skinning tools and piles of freshly butchered meat. Two wooden racks hold drying animal skins. It's very clear to Kieran that this was the kitchen. Some of the meat looks alright. Giant rats, fish, giant other kinds of vermin like bugs. Searching the room does reveal more humanoid body parts, up to and including what may have been like a human arm, just kind of like jammed in the back corner there. In addition, on the far end of the room, you do find a masterwork dagger that has been used inappropriately enough as a cleaver, wedged in between the ribs of a butchered rat. Other than that, the room seems to have no real significance.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm just throwing it somewhere.
Gotcha.
Master dagger.
The door to this room is open as well. They wouldn't have exactly had time to shut it.
To the looky loo.
And perception check. Cat is killing it. A stone pedestal holds a copper brazier aloft in the center of this room. Against the western wall, an enormous pile of animal furs and thick quilts serves as a bed. Sheathed weapons and stone carvings adorn the walls. The eastern half of the room holds a wooden desk, beneath which stands a long, thin iron lockbox.
I guess this is Basilla's room.
That is indeed a fair assessment.
As I recall, the letter did say something about a sword, yes?
Yes, it did.
I opened said box.
Okay. You do, in fact, have the key as it was on the cleric's body. Speaking of which, Tempe has stayed with the body and will do so unless you direct her otherwise. Okay. Inside, we have stuff. The lockbox holds a small leather pouch containing an assortment of semi-precious gems. Specifically, 3 chips of lapis lazuli worth 10 GP each, 2 bloodstones worth 50 GP each, a citrine worth 50 GP, and a pearl worth 100 GP. In addition, a scroll of bear's endurance and a scroll of remove disease. It also contains... Sorry, let me know when you're ready.
No, you're fine. I'm just gonna... Gotta pull up a couple things. Because I'm trying to parse this out into things that make sense.
Of course.
And
So
I'm trying to write this down on, like, miscellaneous scraps of paper that I have on my desk.
Classic. I, too, have... When I'm playing a brawler, this is my cheat sheet for it. I understand completely.
2 lapis at 10, citrine at 50,
2 bloodstones at 50.
and a pearl at 100.
Mm-hmm.
2 blood. Okay. And then you said a scroll?
A scroll of bear's endurance and a scroll of remove disease.
We should probably have, like, separate, like, another, like, sub-channel for this deck, for, like, item, like, cataloging.
Wouldn't be the worst idea. In addition, there is also a very, very ornate, long, thin, darkwood sword case. Okay, it's not locked. You pick up the case, you open it, and inside lies, like, easily the most breathtaking long sword any of you have ever seen.
Probably definitely the best one I've seen.
The blade of which appears to be made of just pure shining gold. It doesn't have lots of symbols on it at the moment, but it does kind of it... how do I want to say this? There's a ping in the back of Grazik's head as he sees this, almost like as if a magnet had pulled him to it.
What?
There's no real iconography on it, but Grazik can, like, feel it.
I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. As if the sword were calling to you.
Remember, I don't have detect good anymore, so I'm assuming that this is like...
Uber super special.
Yeah.
You don't detect it as good. It detects you.
That would seem to be it, yeah.
Oh, alright, that makes sense. Not usually my style, but as weird as this sounds, I think the sword wants me? I say in a very confused lizard voice. Is that the vibe that I'm getting from this thing? Just to...
You definitely feel a pull.
Okay. Sure. Huh. What happens when I grab the sword?
Okay, so as you grab it, I had to double check this, but the sword disappears as Grazik reaches down and grabs it. A golden radiant light runs up Grazik's body, and this is probably the first grill that has ever been created in the Inner Sea region or Wrath of the Righteous, but Grazik's teeth begin shining with a golden light as mechanically now you have a +1 cold iron bite. It becomes very obvious to Grazik, based on what Terendelev was able to teach you before you two were parted, that the weapon appeared as a longsword, and there are a lot of crusaders who favor the longsword. Apsu sometimes favors the quarterstaff, but in servants such as you, who again can shake what their mama gave them, in your case, that being the bite as Apsu's favorite weapon, the weapon has formed into that.
Okay.
Does it do anything else?
Do I have, like, a new set of grills, or is that what's going on?
It's basically a permanent magic fang.
Oh.
And cold iron.
And cold iron.
Well,
and at the same time, Grazik can feel in the back of Grazik's head I'll call it, for lack of a better term, an off switch. Like, you can feel the weapon has somewhat fused with you, but if you wanted to not have it fused with you anymore, you could do so.
Huh.
A detachable grill.
Basically.
Okay. So do I just, like, pull the sword out of my mouth?
You think along those lines, and your grill ceases to glow, and suddenly, like, out of nowhere, the longsword reappears in your hand.
This is weird.
Interesting trick.
Let me try. Do I get a sling? Do I get a sling?
You do not get a sling. The sword resizes for you, but nothing else happens.
Ah, toothpick.
I think it's legitimately like a sewing needle.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Wait, what is?
A tiny creature's longsword, I think, is like a sewing needle. Or is that a short sword?
That would be a rapier, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, a tiny longsword would be more like
An S-stock.
a
needle, sewing needle is an S-stock.
like a razor,
No.
like take a razor out of the razor part of the razor and like cut it in half, I guess, because you need to slash still.
I have everything. A short sword is a long sword to a small creature.
Can I try and knowledge religion this
It's a
weapon?
dagger.
Yeah, sure.
It's a dagger.
Alright, I consider doing this yet. Don't know why I haven't yet. Yeah, I got a +5. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, not a bad roll, actually.
Indeed.
I would roll spellcraft, but that sounds like a bad idea.
And a knowledge arcana as well.
Okay, the weapon's clearly magic, but the fact that it responded to Grazik, not Kieran, indicates, and backed by that religion check, that it's responding to paladins. It's responding to those who have heard the call of a deity by and large out here that is Iomedae, but in Opsu's case, it would meld to serve that weapon. Grazik also feels that if he would rather have a quarterstaff, he could do that, but the weapon is sensing what he is good at and going into it. There's definitely more to this than what you're seeing now. You remember the name Yaniel from the note. You'd have got a little bit from Terendala before he showed up. Yaniel was a... there's a lot of flavor text here. She was a renowned crusader that spoke out against some of the lazier, negligent Mendevian crusaders, and claims that these faults were what allowed a lot of the demons in the area to do what they've been doing throughout the Fourth Crusade. Her accusations... Basically, her superiors threatened to excommunicate her, but instead she just kind of left for the World Wound to fight the Fourth Crusade single-handedly. The legend has it she only went out there with her magic sword. In the 2 years that followed, it was thought that she'd been killed, but when she returned, leading a small army of crusaders that she'd rescued, both she and her superiors had changed. For, like, Yaniel's part, she gained a new appreciation for how, like, the difficult decisions of leaders and things like that. And for the church's part, they kind of, like, came together and had a kumbaya moment when she came back from the World Wound.
How long ago was that?
It's been a while. It was the last Crusade, so Kieran might remember it. Tempe probably has bits and pieces of it. But
okay.
She was eventually killed by a demon, and her followers managed to return her body with her sword, which was known as Radiance.
The museum.
Indeed. The sword had legend of its light, had been like spoken of forever and ever, but it had gone dark after her death. Several months ago, it had been reported that it had been stolen, which would probably be something more that like Delvin had heard of.
Yeah.
And now it seems that Radiance has found its way to Grazik.
Looks like you've lit up her day.
There's nothing else of value in the room.
I'll look
Nap
at
time.
Kieran. He smiles so brightly when he has it.
That he does.
The light it sheds, I will note, is on command also. You can extinguish the light if you'd like.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything just yet. Grazik is just contemplating this, I suppose. But,
I guess to further that religion check, it's new for Grazik. Grazik is more used to, in a very meta way to describe it, Grazik's probably more used to magic Fang, not Fang that becomes magic. Right. So this is an entirely new angle that's chosen him.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, the kind of weapons I'm used to are, like, axe and spears and, like, you know.
Sure.
That sort of thing to begin with anyway, but,
And quarterstaff.
oh, you know what? I'm going to go up to Delvin while we're down here. Well, I want to see what happens if he's able to wield it. I hand it to him for a sec, just experimentally.
Okay. It certainly grows to be a large longsword, or rather a large +1 cold iron longsword, but nothing else happens.
Does it just seem... Alright. Well, you probably need it more than I do right now.
Not necessarily.
Remember, I still have. I tap on like Tyrandolev scales. I still have this too. When the time comes, we'll decide what to do with this weapon.
But
for now, you'll probably need that weapon a bit more than I do.
What'd you say, Adam?
Doesn't the weapon call to you?
It definitely does. Adam is correct.
I would not interfere if the gods have given you a weapon that has chosen you.
I guess. Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
And I lose a lot not using. I put
Not
my sword
using
up.
Okay.
My training is with this, not with that.
Alright. Sorry. I guess I misunderstood then.
It's all good.
And I'm glad I looked.
Alright. I guess I'll hold on to it then for now. I'll hold on to it then.
Okay. And so you do.
Sorry.
So, unless you want to go amoeba killing or gar killing or bacilla killing or rat killing, the only thing left to you now is that maze.
Yep.
Or you could try to make it back to Neathholm, because it's pretty quiet in here now, which might indicate that all of the bad ones have been run off.
Well, if there's more here...
Is there?
We need to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, is she awake yet?
She's not. She got whapped on the head pretty hard.
I did my job.
You did indeed.
Well,
Okay, so I only nudge her with my toe instead of playing soccer with her skull.
Fair enough. Okay.
Can you hide, Kitty?
There will be time for those games later.
So when you nudge her, are you trying to wake her up?
I was trying to see if she would wake up.
Okay. You kind of get like a like as you like kick at her, but she's not getting up anytime soon. She's taken a pretty severe blow to the head. Tempe looks your all's directions, and if you want her up, I can certainly, you know.
Well, here's the thing. That big maze ahead of us.
Yes.
I'm assuming that since that she's probably one of the head priests here, she might know her way around it. Of course, that being said, she did seem to want to fight us to the death, and if she does know that maze, she could either lead us through it safely, or she could lead us into a trap in those mazes.
And there's a chance... okay. Would I know that having her with us might prevent some traps from going off?
That sounds like the end of a religion check to me.
Religion, would Arcana work?
Yeah, Arcana might be alright. It's close enough.
Could I make a check like that?
You could, yeah.
So, let me just make sure I got the right... okay.
Okay, so betwixt the both of you,
and mine's +7.
Having her around probably won't do much good when we consider like Grazik, say. If her presence was what would stop a trap, you would assume it would either be like something that would detect an alignment and then would detect the aura of good that Grazik, a level 2 paladin, is putting out and go off anyway. Or like if everyone was wearing Baphomet's Unholy symbol, and then the consequences are dire in that direction. Or she would maybe possibly be able to know the command word for a trap to disable it. Everything seems kind of like a stretch, though.
Okay.
I guess we leave her then. It seems like it would be very risky bringing her with us then.
She cannot fit in the chest. Not without breaking her arms.
That can be
And no,
really-
we're not breaking her arms.
I shake my head as I realize I really shouldn't consider it that much.
She'd live. Regenerates a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's leave her here. We have some rope. We have one person who can climb the walls. One
Yep.
person who could fly.
We're fine.
Timpy who can float.
Tomorrow, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe Trendelove scales is a 1 a day.
Yeah.
Well, we're fine between us,
Yeah.
and the 4 of us. So, shall we go?
I guess.
Yes, we shall.
Alrighty, so grab Urbotus token. Tempe will hold the rear. That's what she said. Who would like to go first?
Do the walls even look scalable, actually? Or are they like...
And I figured I would start out in front because I have dark vision.
Indeed.
So I'm not.
I'll be right behind you.
I see those as perception checks, yes?
Yes.
Alrighty. So...
Oh, yeah, I'll make my perception checks too, actually. Sorry.
There's also a sniff in there,
Indeed.
along with its look.
Yeah, but Grazik beats me.
So Delvin can, with stone cunning, I think, right? Delvin has stone
Yes.
cunning? Okay, so it's very clear that these walls are stable and would hold Grazik, but that doesn't necessarily make the craftsmanship good. Basically just like sticky fungi and clay-ish for masonry, and just like brick, 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 brick. Everything else is really nice. It's obvious this used to be an old sewer. But you reckon the maze itself was probably created by mongrels.
Great.
What I hear is somebody has a Lucerne hammer, and it's hammer time.
You certainly could try. It would take a while, but it's not like you're swinging into like a adamantine wall. Or the walls of the cave, even. Everybody else's perception checks and sniffy checks. It smells like blood and dead things, is the easiest way to describe it. You kind of wonder if the mongrels hadn't have built this as some kind of defense mechanism for like people moving into their lair this way. It kind of makes sense that this might have been the home of the rats at one point. The rats might have just scurried over. Why that is remains unclear.
The Lucerne hammer does give me a bonus to sundering.
Okay.
I'm just saying that is a thing. But
Let's.
is it
I'd
going to
say-
take longer to smash through walls and get our way through than just the time it would take for us to try and navigate this place, though?
My thing was more along the lines of if you smash the walls into the labyrinth, it takes care of whatever may be into the labyrinth.
Yeah.
I see what he means.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hold on, let me bring up a hardness table.
I'll keep it in mind.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will reveal, and again,
Like I
I'm missing dynamic lighting real hard right now, but
I overthink all the things.
that's important.
Yeah.
first bit of passage that you guys see is that.
There's holes in the walls.
Okay.
There are indeed.
And every time we see something new, perception check. There is a deal there?
There
I'm not sure.
is definitely a wall there.
Okay.
You don't hear anything. There's obviously a left turn, but that's all you have right now.
All right. Well,
Perception check doesn't give you much of anything. That's a dead end.
Okay.
As is Kieran's.
so where I'm at then.
Where you're at is a left turn, and seems to be the way through.
Okay.
As well as there's a little boop right there, and right there.
Exhausting all possibilities.
Indeed.
Delvin,
Yep.
shoot the middle.
Shoot the metal.
Middle.
I think
Middle.
he would like you to enter the maze, I think is what that means.
Okay.
Right, well. Yeah.
Okay. So Grazik first.
Oh, I guess Delvin first.
Grazik first. The token was dropped. Chess rules.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, you're totally fine.
And I guess next perception roll.
15 for me.
I gotta move Delvin real quick.
Total of 13. I forgot to add my modifier.
Okay, so there is one long hallway down there. It seems to be that there's a passage on the right, and a passage here on the left, and a passage here on the left, and a passage here on the right.
Oh boy, this is weird. I guess keep going straight.
Okay, straight to the end of the hall.
Yeah.
Okay, there is
Checking
a
it
passage here.
as we go, I guess.
Passage here.
Here.
Okay,
here.
so when
And
Grazik moves there,
making
there's
that way with perception checks.
of course, and that is where we hang because there's two things there, a passage this whoop, passage over
got
here.
terrible perception checks on there.
Uh-huh. If I could just grab, there we go. Clearly a passage, I could just do this. A couple of passages in that direction as well as here. But this is when, and I'll roll them in a second, you hear the sounds of something kind of chittering, kind of screaming in Abyssal. We'll use the initiative we already have. Tempe is last.
Okay.
And I have a 9, so I am after Kieran is first. The sound is coming from the right side.
I will continue to hold on to my ride.
Okay. Then passes to Grazik.
I will ready an action to attack.
Yeah, ready. Let me see what my speed is. Can you make a knowledge religion check for me, Grazik?
Me? Sure. I can attempt one, for sure.
So you basically know what these are. You've never seen one before, and
Oh dear.
the ready action to attack does resolve. You're able to identify these guys about the size of Tempe, maybe a little taller. It's hard to tell. They're really hunched over. Their bloated frame shudders with each step they make. Somehow, despite how bloated, nasty, and ugly they look, they are able to move with surprising quickness, popping out from both corners of the labyrinth to flank you. You identify a dretch.
Gross. Well, we're gonna attack the little nasties.
Okay. 25 hits. So a ready action is one attack. You can ready a standard action, not a full round.
I readied my Lucifer and Hammer.
Okay, understood.
And, wow, I got terrible damage on that roll.
You did indeed. The one above you or the one below you?
Whichever one would have been in reach first, I guess.
The one below you. So it hits. The creature seems wounded, but a lot of it just kind of bounces off the blubber of the thing, not able to break a whole heck of a lot of much. Yeah. And the one up top had a double move to get to you. So I guess I'm just going to have the one on the bottom attack. With his standard action, he has one attack. He savages out at you with a claw. 11 probably doesn't hit you flat-footed. Oh, Delvin.
Can I see the open section here?
Yeah.
Okay. I will...
But that is to say, it doesn't go around.
Oh. Okay, well, then I'm gonna come as close as I can to support him.
Okay.
Grazak. So can I get there and attack?
You can.
Okay, I will go after... Well, I saw him swing to the south, so that would be where I would go.
Okay.
Smash the little jerks.
And that would be...
Are these guys smaller, smaller medium creatures?
They are about the size of Tempe. So, yeah, small.
So, there we go, and...
Okay. Nothing bad happens on the fumble, you're fine.
Oh.
An 8 does miss, though.
Okay. And I moved swing, so that's it.
Okay. What was the second swing?
Stupidity.
Got it. Okay. Tempe will 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And at the 25 of 40... Oh... Yeah, she has a little bit of her own agency. She will bless the party. Everyone has a +1 on their attack rolls. It saves against fear. It passes to Kieran.
Do they know I exist?
Probably no. But you can roll. Oh, bam, boom. Yeah, nah. Got nothing.
Okay. So I will... Badoop. And Badoop.
Okay, a 20, I'm sure... Oh, it's not a 20, it's -4. Which does still hit for... Again, some of it kind of just bounces off. Which one do you hit?
I'll go with the bottom one.
Alrighty. Yeah, they definitely see you. The rock bounces. It hurts, but it doesn't... It should have done. You've seen this drop-grown humanoids. These things just kind of like blah, blah, in your direction. And it passes to Grazak, unless the cat has something.
Nope. Now, activating one of the scales, does that count as... Would that be provoking an attack of opportunity?
It would provoke.
Okay. In that case, I am just going to try and swipe with a claw and with my... Take a bite with my sweet new grills.
Okay.
And here we go. That's the bite attack.
18 hits.
And there's my claw.
And 9 misses.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's my damage.
The damage does this time strike home as you reach in and bite this thing, whereas you've watched everything bounce off. The nature of your new teeth powers sinks into this thing and bites down hard. You can hear the sounds of extraplanar bones breaking as you pull back. It screeches out, both of them, looking in the direction of your shiny teeth in both awe and fear. There should be one more claw attack. If you're... Oh, you have your hammer out. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So then in that case, you did not do 6 damage. You did Half of that, because it's your natural attack is a secondary attack at the moment, because you are wielding a manufactured weapon.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
My turn?
I'll drop it as a free action later.
Okay. 5 foot. Do you drop it right now?
Sure.
Okay. I had to ask, because I'm going to 5 foot step back with both of these guys. I have to make sure I'm immune to my own spell before I cast this.
Oh, dear.
You better be immune to your own stinking cloud. No, they're immune to poison. I'm pretty sure stinking cloud is a poison. Here's hoping. Otherwise, I've hurt myself. Too bad for me. Okay. This is a poison effect. Okay, that's what I thought. They're both immune. So these guys both back up. As they do so, they begin to kind of just chant in random noises. It's pretty clear they're not capable of speech. As they do so, a foul gas floods out of them. I can kind of draw it. Another thing I miss about roll 20, and we might go back. So 20 foot radius, 20 foot high, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. Line of effect is weird right now. I'm just kind of getting the basic idea.
This isn't subject to spell resistance, is it?
I will double check. In any case, if no spell resistance, if everyone can make a fort save.
Of course.
I get +2.
Okay. Grazik's doing real good.
That's...
Yeah, I am, I guess.
I see it.
I don't recall where that +8 is coming from.
Divine Grace.
Oh, yeah, fair point. My bad.
Level 2 Paladin's real good. Everyone passes. The stench is overpowering, but you guys are able to soldier through. Nevertheless, got it. In any case, I will not necessarily mark it, just don't metagame. The area is now treated as if there was a fog cloud there. It is hard to see. Oh, wait. Debbie! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about it, Tim Bartlett. I've betrayed you here at the end. I do think she fails. Hang on. Yeah, she fails.
Has she her wind escape or whatever?
Windy escape wouldn't stop nauseated. She'll use her hero point. And do worse. And that indicates that Tempe is nauseated for the next 3 rounds.
Oh no.
So behind you, you can hear Tempe's coughing up and throwing up and just complaining about how gross it is. And it passes to Delvin.
Okay. Do I have line of sight to either of them?
You do not. You have line of sight 1 square in front of you.
Okay. I knew both of them were there.
Mm-hmm.
He went after the one that's to the south.
That's right.
South, yeah.
So I will step past him to the north.
Go for it.
All right.
And bring everything I can.
Alrighty. So if you are using Spell Strike, you may use your Spell Strike. You may cast the spell now, but you cannot spell combat at the moment because you have moved.
Okay, not a problem.
Make sure you can hit him.
I'm gonna change that to move that out of the way. I'll burn another point from my arcane pool.
Okay. Okay, if you would roll percentage dice for me.
Percentage dice, okay. First number, second number. So that would be 48.
48. Okay, 48 is good enough. You're able to find where the thing is in the fog, but I think that meant I got like 20 tabs open. Demon Dretch. 14 does actually exactly hit.
Hey, I will take it. Is it sad that I have to look up what damage it does? Okay, D8 plus.
And that's so sad.
A whole new weapon.
A whole new thing.
Don't you
I'll
dare kill that
never
dredge.
use.
He's using it right now. Literally using it right now.
I hope I do. Shoot, y'all.
What?
My brain just went sideways listening to y'all.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, as often as I do that to y'all.
Indeed.
Okay. So,
I can
does
show
a
you the
D8
plus.
plus 1. Unless I get a damage kick from
You,
somewhere else.
I mean, you're doing strength and a half.
Strength. Oh, strength and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would be... so,
Power attack.
and that's a round up or round down.
Always round down.
Okay. So there we go. Plus 1 would be that. And
Okay. Duly
13.
noted. It bounces off, but as it does so, it leaves a pretty sickening bruise as this thing recoils back and snarl cackles at you. Tempe will... All she can do is a move action. She'll take it. It passes to Kieran. Or
I
were you
will
not
say
done?
I do both slashing and bludgeoning damage
Right?
at the same time. So,
Indeed.
But these are demons.
Mm-hmm.
eh. Fair enough.
And it passes to Kieran.
To be fair, if you do hit them hard enough, you can eventually power through it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so which one is Kieran targeting?
One in front of me.
Okay, that would hit.
Does it go
Okay.
to sleep?
It does not go to sleep, but it does feel it.
And that's me.
Alright, it passes to Grazik.
Okay, well, dropping my Lutheran hammer as a free action. Should have considered not using a reach weapon in close quarters, but live and learn. Well, I live anyway. This one's gonna get torn apart.
They die, I learn.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I will try to attack it.
Alrighty. Percentage dice first, if you would. 1 misses, 23 hits, 10 hits. And that means we've done that much damage. Okay, got it. Still standing, is that all?
Yep, that's all.
Alrighty, passes to me. I'm going to step back here, 5-foot step back here, and actually, this one's going to take the withdraw action.
Which one? The one in the south?
The one in the north. The one in the south steps back and begins, you imagine chanting, mostly is just random demon-y noises, and passes to Delvin. Oh, actually, really quickly, before Delvin moves, I need a fort save from the three of you again.
Alright.
Technically 2 of them, but meh. Okay. Kieran just makes it. Delvin's good. Grazik is also good. Okay, nauseation does not happen.
Sweet. Alright, I'll be back in just a sec. I gotta grab something to bite.
Okay.
Something to eat, I mean.
Okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
There's my ride.
And is the thing right there in front of me?
It is not. You can see the token, you can't see it. I realized the
Right.
token can cheat through the walls. Damn it, I didn't realize that until just now. Neat. Go back into the hiding. I thought if I moved it into the fog of war, it would go away.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense that it doesn't.
Not a problem.
Ours do.
Okay, do I have to roll a perception for where I am, or?
You can see one square in front of you, basically.
Okay. And
So you don't need a perception check. You can you could go here. You know there's one square in front of you and then a wall.
Okay. And south of me is a wall.
Correct.
I'll keep going around.
Okay.
And okay, so the one in front of me is also wall on east and west.
Yes, there's a wall here. Sorry, I realize I'm not getting all the wall. And a wall here.
Okay. Now, if it's straight line, I should be able to see with dark vision.
Except for the fact that you're in a fog cloud.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
And there's a passage left, whoop, and right, and down.
Okay. Now, on those, so... Wait a second, that was here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as I can go with my move action.
Understood. No dretch in sight. Is there a double move or a standard?
Yeah, Yeah, I guess I need to, because who knows what this thing is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So... 1.
Okay, that would get you to the end of the fog cloud. And what seems to be the end of the maze.
Was that a dead end down there that I was able to see?
Yeah, and this seems to go all the way up.
Okay. Okay. I can't turn around and make it back to here, can I?
If you have that much movement remaining, you could.
Okay, I started here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can just. I believe.
Okay.
And can't do anything better at the moment.
Gotcha. And it passes to Kieran.
This is a dead end, right?
Yeah, right here is a dead end. Oh, nope, I lied. There's another little passage there.
I would flap into there.
Okay.
Flap into here.
Dead end.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Flap to here.
Okay. And there he is. Okay. It provokes an attack of opportunity. In theory. I have 17. I miss wild. A 20 hits. Okay. That is enough to knock him out. If you'd like to flavor that kill.
I fly underneath his arm and let the stone fly up and catches him on the top of the head. And I go, no.
bad, creepy demon thing.
And it kind of just oozes into a pile of knocked out grossness on the ground.
Elvin, I found him.
And it passes to Kieran, or not Kieran, Grazik rather.
All right. Can I step here and what's on this end here in this area that's blocked off?
You can see him. He is in the process of like gathering energy in both of his hands, not unlike the DBZ fashion in which I explained that.
Was he preparing an action for that?
Sounds like a knowledge arcana check.
Which I don't have.
Exactly. He's clearly doing a magic thing that takes more than one round.
Okay. Well,
Ask
let's...
me.
Hold on. I'm gonna let him get away with that. First attack.
Okay.
Assume that... Alright. Well, since I didn't call that was a bite, I was gonna say assume that the first attack is a bite.
It has been for the last several attacks, I understand.
Alright. And this one...
An 8 does not confirm.
Okay. Roll then.
24 hits. 9 does not.
Alright. That's okay. Alright, well, then we'll go to our bite attack. It's bite and claw.
Okay. All 9 damage gets through. Oh, rather, I see it. All 7 damage gets through. Remember, oh, no, you dropped your hammer. Never mind. And then all 9 minus 4 is enough. Flavor the kill.
I don't know. It's getting. I feel like it's getting repetitive at this point, but
You won't come up with something else?
well, there's only so much you can do when you're biting and clawing at things.
True. Not necessarily. You could, like...
I guess right before he's about to finish his little incantation, he's like, "Er?" And then I just chomp down on him, and then I rake him across his tiny little demon belly.
And that is enough to kill him, and that is enough to drop the initiative. The fog clouds eventually disperse. On the right here, at the very tail end, doop-de-doo, to grab the AP really quickly. It's very obvious to everyone without making a perception check that these are the old sewers beneath Canabres. About 100 feet east down that tunnel, eventually you guys come upon a the smell hits you first, and it's not the smell of like mongrel men or dretch or stinking cloud or anything like that. Rather, it's the smell of humanoid offal as you get to the sewers that are actively being used, and more importantly, ladders up back to Canabres. You don't necessarily have to go there now, but you have definitively found the way out. You have cleared this part of Wrath of the Righteous. You have made level 3, and that's where we're going to call it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and we'll be back at it in a couple weeks for more of that Wrath of the Righteous. See you guys then. Say bye, guys.
Sweet.
Adios.